Despite the threat of the virus, a giant military parade expected in Pyongyang. Seoul, North Korea is expected to flaunt its latest military technology on Saturday in a giant parade in Pyongyang despite the threat of an epidemic that led the country to close its borders 8 months ago. The study of satellite photos makes the generally well-informed 38 North site say that the celebration of the 75th anniversary of the founding of the Workers' Party of Korea could be huge. It is very clear that they are preparing something big, also estimated at a conference of the think tank Atlantic Council the former commander of the American forces in Korea, USFK, Vincent Brooks. Thousands of soldiers are expected to walk at a goose step on Place Kim Il-sung, which owes its name to the founder of the regime, under the eyes of his grandson Kim Jong-un. The military vehicles should follow one another, each bigger than the other, in a long progression until the highlight of the show, the missiles, according to what Pyongyang wants to convey as a message. October surprise? While tensions continued to rise, in April 2017 Pyongyang scrolled through gigantic tubes likely to house intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs. In September 2018, when the diplomatic rapprochement between Pyongyang, Washington and Seoul was in full swing, the regime had not released its ICBMs, which the White House had welcomed. The nuclear negotiations have been deadlocked since the failure, in February 2019, of the Hanoi summit. Experts are convinced that North Korea has continued, including during the discussions, its nuclear and ballistic programs, which it justifies by the American threat. At the end of December, Mr. Kim had spoken of a new strategic weapon. Some experts believe that Pyongyang could show off a new strategic sea-to-ground ballistic missile, MSBS, or ICBM on Saturday that could reach the U.S. mainland. But they also don't rule out the possibility that Pyongyang will refrain from angering Washington. Despite speculation about a possible October surprise before the U.S. presidential election, they consider a missile test unlikely. Showing it on the parade, rather than pulling it, would be a less provocative way to present it, said Jenny Town, an expert at the Stimson Center. Saturday's anniversary comes amid a heavy domestic context due to the pandemic and a series of typhoons. Subject to a series of draconian sanctions from the international community, the country has never confirmed a single case of coronavirus on its soil, as the disease that appeared in neighboring China has spread to all corners of the world. Potemkin Village. Pyongyang closed its borders in January in an attempt to prevent the spread of the virus, which had the effect of reinforcing the effect of the sanctions, according to the commander of the USFK Robert Abrams. Last week, North Korean soldiers shot dead a South Korean national who was in northern waters, presumably to avoid the risk of an epidemic if he was a carrier of the coronavirus. The case sparked an uproar in the South, and was followed by an extremely rare apology from Mr. Kim. The parade also serves a domestic propaganda purpose to tell people that North Korea remains a great military power, despite economic hardship, according to Town. Still, the event, which involves thousands of people, could be very conducive to the spread of the coronavirus, unless extreme precautions are taken, observes Harry Kazianis, of the Center for National Interest. This kind of measure is however very improbable, he continues. Masks and missiles do not mix well. The border closures also slowed the construction of Pyongyang General Hospital, which was due to be completed for the 75th anniversary. Mr. Kim publicly reprimanded officials for the delay in the construction of this prestigious establishment on a prime site, just in front of Mansu Hill, where monumental statues of Kim Il-sung and his son and successor Kim Jong-il stand. Recent official photos showed the final works and hospital rooms of immaculate white. But the hospital is probably far from operational, according to Soo Kim of the Rand Corporation. North Korea lacks medical technology, skills, infrastructure and personnel to provide adequate medical care for its people, she continues. This hospital will be just one more part of North Korea's Potemkin Village.